Yes, I'm reading it again. I think this is the most important inspiration in my life. Nelson Mandela's autobiography, The Long Walk to Houghton. Do you know, I think this is the most important book that's ever been written in South Africa. It's not just the story of one man's life. It's the story of all our lives, especially we whites, especially we Afrikaners, who always felt so advantaged by our policies of separate development. Ja, miskin. But today I think we Afrikaners are the most disadvantaged of all the people in South Africa because we don't have a history. We don't know where we come from. Our history was made up behind a desk in Pretoria in 1949 by some politician as propaganda. Wat die donders het vir ons gelieg. And you know, every time I read this book, I am so shocked when I realize that everything that happened in this book happened behind my back. I knew nothing. Ek het niks geweet nie. Ich habe nichts gewusst. Even in the 1980s, when I was the South African ambassador to the independent black homeland Republic of Babetiko-Sweti, I should have known better. But you know, I believed all those people in Pretoria who said to me, ach, tu maar Tannie Evita, there are only 4 million people in South Africa. Do you remember that nonsense? It's 4 million people. When you read this book, you realize there weren't just 4 million. There were 23 million more South Africans in the maids' quarters and behind the garage. Look, I'm just trying to find page 612 because Nelson Mandela writes about me in his book. Yeah. I think these were his thoughts from 1985. Ooh, I remember I was sent to Robben Island on a secret mission. Pik Botha and I. No, wag 'n bietjie. Pik had a headache. He stayed in Sea Point, but I went. 1985. 15th of March. Yeah. Nelson Mandela writes about his memories of that day. He says, today the beautiful and famous South African ambassador to the independent black homeland Republic of Babetiko-Sweti, Mrs. Evita Besaidnet, came to Robben Island to set me free, but I turned her down. Well, we didn't realize he wanted to stay a little longer to finish writing his book, so we kept him in for a few more years. But what a good investment. May I say, it is a wonderful book. If you don't have this book, buy this hardcover. It's a very nicely presented book. It's also a very, very heavy book. I call it a traditional cultural weapon. Keep this book in your car at all times. If anybody tries to hijack your car, don't panic. Wind down your window, pick up Nelson's heavy book and throw the book at them. No one can accuse you of violence. You're just spreading the word, but it works.
Evita, Evita, and you know what we mean. Evita, Evita, always on the scene. Evita, Besaidnet, Evita should be